Alright, so here we have a new update on R. Kelly's cases, so to speak. There's some people who have been locked up. So it says 3 arrested in scheme to threaten bribe alleged victims of R. Kelly. So now, with that being said, there's a lot kind of that has went on previously. It says criminal complaints have been unsealed in federal court in Brooklyn charging Richard Arline Jr., Don Russell, and Michael Williams in the schemes, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn. So here's what took place. So now today, this is from the Eastern District of New York, U.S. Attorney's Office. The 3 unsealed complaints are separate. They're separate complaints. You have Richard Arline Jr., again Don Russell, and Michael Williams, respectively, with crimes relating to their efforts to harass, intimidate, threaten, or corruptly influence individuals named as alleged victims in the racketeering case against Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly. It goes in and it says, currently pending in the Eastern District of New York, the R. Kelly case, Arline Jr. is charged with attempting to corruptly persuade the testimony of an alleged victim in the Kelly case, identified in the complaint as Jane Doe, of course. Then it goes in and it says, and engaging in misleading conduct towards the victim with intent to influence, delay, and prevent her testimony in the Kelly case, as well as corruptly offering something of value to the victim with the intent to influence her testimony as a witness upon a trial, hearing, and other proceeding. Arline Jr. was arrested earlier today in Dolton, Illinois, and his initial appearance took place yesterday afternoon before U.S. Magistrate Judge Young B. Kim at the federal courthouse in Chicago, Illinois. Then it goes in and it says the second criminal complaint. A second criminal complaint charges Don Russell with using the mail, the internet, and cellular phones to attempt to cause emotional distress to another individual identified in the complaint as Jane Doe also. An alleged victim in the case, as well as Jane Doe's mother, with the intent to harass and intimidate Jane Doe and her mother. Russell's initial appearance will take place before the United States Magistrate Judge in the Eastern District of New York at a date to be determined in the near future. A third criminal complaint charges Williams with using and attempting to use intimidation and threats against an alleged victim in the Kelly case with intent to influence, delay, and prevent her testimony in the Kelly case. The complaint also charges Williams with maliciously damaging and destroying a vehicle by means of fire and explosive. Williams was arrested yesterday in Pompano Beach, Florida, and his initial appearance is scheduled for this morning at the federal courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, for those of you guys who are following things, it sounds like that just might be Azriel. We all know that her car had, not too long ago, she showed that it was on fire. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Moving forward, Steve Greenberg, he goes in and he says, we just learned of the charging of several so-called associates of R. Kelly without question. Without question, Robert Kelly had nothing to do with any of these alleged acts by those charged. He hasn't attempted to intimidate anyone or encourage anyone else to do so. No involvement whatsoever. So this might, lead to why nobody ever really wanted to get into things with Don Russell. Anyways, he just wanted to get on everyone's platform and show the things that he had. Bad move, guy. Bad move. Anyways, but, this isn't a bad move in regards to R. Kelly. This is a bad move in regards to himself. So for those of you who don't know, but yesterday there was reports that R. Kelly had controlled a bank account with $1.2 million in it, despite claiming lack of funds. Investigators wound up finding in bank records belonging to one of R. Kelly's attorneys. Now, but the singer's legal team says the feds went on a harassing fishing expedition. Federal prosecutors say a bank account controlled by R&B singer R. Kelly received at least $1.2 million last year and was created shortly after the singer was charged with crimes in Cook County Circuit Court. And the bank account in the name of a nominee and in recorded jail calls, the singer appears to have directed people to contact that person to receive payments from R. Kelly. That, in part, is what prosecutors say investigators were looking into when they unexpectedly wound up with bank records belonging to an attorney representing R. Kelly in federal court in Brooklyn. So, with that being said, we have Steve Greenberg's response to that as well. So, Steve Greenberg, he tweeted and he said, "What R. Kelly received isn't what he nets. The response is misleading. He had giant expenses, including management, employees, rent, etc. Lots of people get a cut of every dollar he makes. People have been stealing from him for years. After all that, he was left with a pittance." So this is an R. Kelly update for you guys. Leave it in the comments. I would like to know what you guys feel about everything you just heard. Hopefully it wasn't too fast and you understand it. Shit's fucked up. They digging because they ain't got shit. They digging and they digging and they digging because they ain't got shit. Anyways, leave it in the comments, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Thanks for watching. Till next video, y'all.